Let's take this overboard now. I want you to
Feel that heat, and we can ride the boogie. Share that feel of love.
Hey, welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton Merrill. If you're new here, I'm a neuropsychologist and I'm the founder of Mod Ambition. In today's video, I wanted you guys to join me to do my monthly reset. So we're going to do goal planning. We're going to be setting intentions. We're also going to be doing some reflection. Hopefully you guys can follow along with me, set up your own month, reset for the new month of March with me, and this will give you some inspiration for your own goals and your own intentions. So I'm going to be using, of course, the Mod Ambition Planner. This is my planner. I love using this planner. One of the reasons that it's been such a game changer for me and the clients that I've been hearing from that have been using this is having it all in one place. So I love watching these kinds of videos, and I see a lot of folks falling off track with their goals because they don't have a system that helps them refer to their goals in their day-to-day life and their day-to-day planning, even in their weekly planning. So I love that the Mod Ambition Planner, it's all in one place. Your yearly goals, your quarterly goals, monthly, weekly, and daily. That way you can refer to it and refer back to it and stay on track with your goals. And of course, I see a lot of folks using digital planners, which I'm all for, using whatever works best for you. But the thing about writing down your goals, according to research, those that write down their goals by hand are way more likely to actually reach their goals, and the ones that do reach them much faster than folks that do not write them down. The Mod Ambition Planner has a lot of benefits to it, so I'm going to be showing you guys the system I use, and hopefully you can either get this planner or implement this in the system that you're using for your monthly reset. So let's just jump right in. First, I want to reflect on last month so I can know some of the things that I want to learn from and some of the things that I want to change for the month going forward, and some of the things that I want to actually keep and actually capitalize that I've been doing well on. And also at the end, I'm going to share with you guys, which I haven't done, some of my favorites from the past month. I thought that would make these videos a little bit more fun. So I'll be doing goal setting and planning and intentions, reflection, but I also want to share it with you guys just some of my favorites from life. So this will help you get to know me better and also just give you some inspiration of things that you might want to tune into your own life. So let's turn to the month of February and see how I did. Okay, the first goal that I had was to get my brand shoot done, and that is a check. I did do that. Not only did I do that, I actually edited all of the photos as well. So I had 3 photo shoots in the month of February. I'm actually filming this kind of late. I think today is like, what is today? Today's the 5th, but better late than never. But I finished my last shoot, so I guess March 3rd, not technically February. And I also edited all those photos this weekend. So I'm very proud of myself, because if you create content, you know that filming or taking the photos is just half of the battle. Editing is like so much work. So I did that. I did founder shoot, I did more of a product shoot, and then I did like more of an editorial shoot. So I'll have all new videos of my new planner for my website, as well as for social media and some ads that I plan on running. My second goal for February was to do an ad campaign. So to finish up my ads that I want to do for Meta ads and possibly TikTok ads. I did not get that done. I think it was a little bit ambitious for me to even put that in the month of February with doing all the content shoots as well. I was able, though, to do a lot of research. I want to learn more about ads after the iOS update, as well as I've done ads in the past, but more for my service-based business to get the word out about Dream Life Academy. And so I think it's a little bit different doing a product-based business. So I want to make sure, and I'm kind of a nerd, so I feel most comfortable when I have all the research and have all the knowledge that I feel like I can. So I took a deep dive in learning about Meta ads in 2023. I feel like I have a good grasp, so I can transfer that into taking action into March, because I don't want to get, which I never really have this problem, but I know it can be a problem for some people. You get an analysis paralysis, or you do so much research, you never take action. I don't have time for that. So I'm definitely going to put into action what I learned this month and the next month. The third goal I had was to finish email sequences for my website. For my company, Mod Ambition. I wanted to do this so I could offer anyone that signs up for one of the free resources that I offer some value in the back end, so they can get to know me and Mod Ambition a little bit more, and follow that up with just automated emails just just serving value, just trying to help women meet their goals in the most free way that I can. Because while I want to offer the planner as a product, I want Mod Ambition to be known as a community that gives and really supports the women that are in the community and reaching their goals. So I think a big piece of that is going to come from like automated email sequences. Obviously, I also post on this channel twice a week on giving that type of motivation and support and education, but doing that through an email sequence is going to be helpful as well. After saying all that, I didn't get it done. I think part of the largest reason why I didn't get it done was because I was sick a lot this month, and my kids were sick a lot. My husband was sick. That affected our sleep. That affected so many different things. Yeah, I didn't make space for it. So that's definitely going to be something that's moving to the next month. Doing letters every night. Basically what that means is I am teaching my kiddos their letter sounds. So I have a 3-year-old and I have a 2-year-old, and my 3-year-old really wants to know how to read. Like, she comes to me and she came to me one night and she was like, "Mama, I don't know how to read. I want to read." And that just like broke my heart, because she's like very into like learning, that she's like her mama. She's kind of a nerd in that way. Even the teachers tell me that. I felt like I wasn't putting enough energy into giving her the tools to actually learn how to read. They teach them some stuff at school, daycare school, but it's not enough that she's feeling like she can progress and actually that I can teach her to start blending sounds. So I have a goal of teaching them all of their sounds by the middle of this year. My son is just about to turn 2, so I don't have that as much pressure from him. Actually, he like just does his letter sounds to get a candy, because at night when we do them in the morning, and then we do them in the evening. And then at night when I do them, I give them a 1 M&M just as like a reward for doing it. And he seems to only be in it for the for the M&M. Although he has started potty training himself. So there's this parenting advice that I got, is like that I really like, that I got before, which was like, expect things of them before the milestones. And I really tried to apply that for them. And for him, for potty training, he like beat me to even expecting him to do it before. So I don't want to underestimate him as well. So I've been doing their letter sounds. I add 3 letters each week. We started with 3, then I added 3, then we added 3. So we have the same set of letters each week, and then I add 3 new letters the next week. I try to mix it up. I have a variety of different ways that I offer the letters. We do flashcards, we do books, we do the whiteboard. Just try to keep it fun. We do I put letters like on like little colored sticks. So just try to keep it fun and entertaining. They are toddlers, so their attention span is not very long. So anything I can do to make it entertaining. I also give them like pointers to point at the letters. They like doing that. Anything to just keep them interested. So I'm proud that that's actually a goal that I kept this month. And then my last goal was to work out every weekday. That did not work. I mean, I did work when I wasn't sick. I worked out every time I was supposed to work out. Was when I started getting into like the sick mode, which was like mid-February, I really fell off track. And then I tried to get back into it even though I was sick, and that made me feel worse. So I kind of got like repelled against working out. So that's something I really need to get back on the bandwagon with. In March, I've already started, so that's good, because I'm like in a good, like I guess the last week of February, I've been in a good routine with getting back to my goal. And I think I'm going to join ClassPass, because we have the Peloton, we have a home gym here, and that works really great to give me easy access to work it into my schedule every day. But I do notice that I do crave that like group environment as well. And I used to do ClassPass when I was in San Diego before I got pregnant, and a little bit after, during my last year of graduate school, and when I lived in San Diego for a year. And I was really like on board with going at the end of the day. I would have my work clothes with me and I would just go. Now I work from home a lot, so it'll be a little bit different to actually leave my house. But by the end of the day, I'm spent by like 5 o'clock anyway. So if I could go to like a class and knock something out, also meet some people, because I am still kind of new to Colorado, that could be good as well. Last month's wins. I like to always think about what were my wins from the previous month, so I can cherish those good moments, be really grateful, have an abundance mindset, but also think about about what things strategically worked for me and like my workflow, things like that. And so I can continue those in the future. One of the things that I'm really proud of from last month's win was the brand shoots and editing, which I already mentioned. I really pushed through being sick. I actually did a vlog on it if you guys are interested in watching that. I'm really happy with how that turned out and I'm proud of myself. And like I also mentioned, doing the letter sounds, I really got in the groove of doing that with them. They're used to doing it even on the weekends. And so I'm happy that that was a win from last month as well. I really pushed. That's my word of the year, is push. And last year I was streamlined, and now that I feel like I have things streamlined, I really want to push myself to reach new heights as far as posting consistently here on YouTube, posting on social media, doing what I say I'm going to do when I plan things, just pushing through. Now that my kids are not newborns anymore, I feel like I have more space to myself to dedicate to even pushing in my self-care. So I really felt like last month I embodied that. I pushed through being sick. I got things done. I didn't just slack off even when I had really good reasons to do so. Even in my corporate job as a neuropsychologist, I really pushed as far as my day-to-day work, getting things done, getting reports done, showing up. I manage students as well. I'm also a manager of different employees, so I was able to, I feel like, put in a good amount of work, and I was really satisfied with the outcome of the work that I put in. I'm proud of myself, which is what I wanted to feel this month. That's what I wrote down. I wanted to be proud of myself, so I feel like I lived up to that. Noticing I have some makeup on my shirt. Another one from February is I started to sell the Mod Ambition Planner. I had 2 drops, both that sold out in February. I have another drop that's coming in March. So from the last drop, I say the second one sold out, but essentially I have just a few more. So if you want yours before the next one, so just head over to modambition.com. But I'm really excited with the response that I've gotten to be able to, I think, that help so many women by offering a tool that I know works. And I haven't even put out ads yet. So this is just from organic, from my YouTube and from my social medias. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following me, go ahead and give a girl a follow, Tiffany Shelton. But I'm really happy with how that turned out. That was definitely a win. And I'm continuing to offer the planner. I think why it works this time is, and when I say this time, I've had a business before. Not that I didn't believe in the last product, but I knew very limited people might actually use a meditation cushion each day. The thing about this planner, I know it works, so I'm not afraid to share it with people. Not only do I know it works, I mean, it's just freaking beautiful. I'm so proud of it in so many ways. So when I'm sharing it, I'm sharing myself using it. I'm sharing like wins and testimonials from customers using it. And it's because it's something I'm really excited about. And there's no like hesitation because it comes naturally. It just comes organically because I use it every day in my life and I've seen how it's helped other people. So I think that's been part of the energy that's coming with it. I don't want to make this a commercial for my planner, but it is something I'm definitely proud of, that it got in the hands of a lot of folks and it was well received last month. Okay, so my challenges last month, I've already talked about a little bit, but I was definitely sick, which means I didn't sleep as well, which means the next days were much harder for me. And then some mornings I was like not waking up for my morning routine, which then affects me having to work so much harder in the day to get everything done. So that was definitely a challenge. I feel like the learning lesson there is roll with the punches, which I think I did, continuing to roll with the punches and I put a lot of buffer times in my schedule, like whole days of buffer when I was feeling sick. And that really worked for me because things never went as planned and I needed that time versus feeling behind because I planned an extra day's worth of things. So really when I'm planning the week, taking a whole day as a buffer when I'm feeling sick because things tend to bleed over. Another challenge for me this month was, and maybe it was because I'm sick, is I had a few days where I had a heightened amount of anxiety. And so for me, I do have OCD, so I struggle with intrusive thoughts, and I learned when it affects me the most. And some days it doesn't affect me at all if I'm really taking care of myself. But when it affects me the most and I have those kind of disturbing thoughts is when my wellness is low. So when I'm not sleeping well, when I'm not eating well, when I'm not working out, those kinds of things. And so I think being sick and those things kind of taking a dive on something, some days, like definitely not enough sleep affects it for me, not working out, those kinds of things. So I think that contributed in turn to me having more anxiety. I will say that I handled it well. I do practice what I preach. I do a lot of thought techniques, mindfulness for OCD, acceptance and not feeling like I have to make it go away, compassion for myself. I'm gonna cry. It's not something that I talk a lot about on this channel, but oh God, some days it can get really hard. And I guess the reason why I'm sharing it is because I want to be transparent and I want people to know that I don't have, when I talk to some people, say, oh, you know, you have it all together and things are perfect. And that's not always the case. I definitely try to practice what I preach, but I definitely have struggles, especially when my wellness is not peak. And that's why I think I'm so rigid, which maybe comes with OCD sometimes, about taking care of myself and meditating and praying and doing the conscious work. Like that's so important to me because I know how much it helps me in my day-to-day journey dealing with anxiety and OCD. So that was a challenge for me this month, and I'm happy with the way that I handled it, using the techniques that I preach to my clients to use in my neuropsychology job, as well as like my Dream Life Academy. Just thinking about that and moving forward, I definitely want to get back on track with my wellness because I know how much it helps me in my mental health. My last challenge this month, which I've already talked about last month, was working out, which affects everything as well. So let's now take a look back at my quarterly goals and my first my yearly goals, which I have written here, my monthly sheet, because I like to always have those in reference when I'm planning. My yearly goals are to prioritize my joy, to have a happy family life, to connect more. So, and that means connecting with friends and family, but also professionally, like networking, increasing my net income. So not just focusing on revenue, but also focusing on limiting my expenses in my business and personal life so that I can have more net income, and then reading more. So those are my yearly goals. And so before I set my monthly goals, I like to always look back at my quarter, just so I can be aligned and on track with where I'm trying to go this quarter, before setting those intentions and those goals for the month. So my intention for this quarter is starting the year with a bang. Excited for the Mod Ambition Planner to finally be available, which was started last month. You'll see when I'm gonna put some B-roll here of my Mod Ambition Planner, but I kind of track when I first set my quarterly goals, how close I am to those yearly goals. So that's what you see there. My mantra for this quarter is to push, and I have a quote, it's time to step into my best self. So really just showing up as the woman I know I can be and going even harder. My priority this quarter is the Mod Ambition launch, which I'm technically saying as March because I will have the drop that I'm doing in March. I will have enough inventory, hopefully that will last me a while so that I don't sell out. So that's what I'm really looking at as like the real launch. These other drops that I've had, I was able to airship some of my planners in, just to have them available to folks that have been on the wait list and to get them out, get feedback, get reviews, those kinds of things. But the hard push for my planner is going to be starting in March because I know that's when I'm going to start the ads and everything, and I know I'll have the inventory to support it without people feeling like they missed out, which I know some people would kind of use as a marketing strategy, like we sold out, all of these things, but I want it to be available. And that was part of the problem from my last business, is that I was always selling out and I couldn't keep up. And that's actually not a good thing in your business, like unless you're just saying it as a marketing thing and you're not selling out. But if you actually have invested in inventory that hasn't gotten here yet, if you're a business owner, you know what I'm talking about, and people want things and they can't get it, you're missing out on number one, helping people, which is the point of the business, is creating impact, and number two, they might go somewhere else. So yeah, I really want to stay on top of that and have strategic planning that I can, if you want to get a planner from me, it is going to be available to you. And so what I'm saying yes to this quarter is self-discipline and self-compassion, and I'm saying no to excuses. And I really am all about a sustainable hustle and hustling with grace for yourself and self-compassion. I mean, I've written a book on self-compassion, but I think that for me, self-compassion in this season of my life means really stepping up as the woman that I know I am and can be, and that means no excuses. So it may seem like I'm being a little hard with myself, but really I'm doing it in a way that it's loving and it's helping me kind of push myself to that next level as a businesswoman, as a founder, as a mother, as a wife, as like a me, like taking care of myself. Like I don't want to lag and stay in a, because when I first had my kids, I think my productivity, and as it should, kind of took a dive, and I don't want to stay in that place because my kids are old enough that now they cannot be an excuse for me. Now I'm trying to move out of that phase of like newborns, everything is slow, to the phase of like mom life. Yes, I have kids and a husband and all these things, but I also am getting it and being an example for my children. So I'm not being hard on myself if you're concerned. I'm being loving. This is my way of being loving to myself in this season. If you follow the 12-week year, I have a whole video on it if you want to know how to implement it, but it's about achieving your goals within 90 days versus like this whole year, and that kind of outlook changes your mindset to achieve goals faster. So for my quarterly goals, I have lag and lead indicators. And so essentially I have SMART goals, the things that I do in my day-to-day life that are leading to these larger goals. So the larger goal is 3,000 on all platforms. So 3,000 either subscribers or followers on my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, Mod Ambition Instagram. My personal Instagram, I have more, but I've been doing that one for years, so I'm not really counting that, and it's turning more into like a personal / professional one. It's like more relaxed. So I want to get all the other ones up to at least 3,000. My SMART goal for this quarter is aggressive posting 2 times a week on YouTube, 2 times a day on TikTok. My next large goal is kids knowing all their sounds by the end of this quarter. Really, it's by June, but that's the larger goal. And SMART goal is to practice letter sounds each evening. My next moon goal is to connect more. My star goal is to engage on social nightly, so like 5 minutes. That's kind of like my quarterly goal towards my larger goal of connecting more, of just commenting on people's posts, replying back to messages, connecting more on social, just taking like 5 minutes in the evening after I've done like my skincare routine. And so those kind of things are in my habit tracking, are not necessarily going to be in my monthly goals, because those are kind of like habits, like the working out, the reading, the connecting more. The next moon goal is reading 24 books this month. So reading 30 minutes each night before I allow myself to have any screen time. That has been working so well for me. I've already finished like 8 books this year. And then my last like SMART goal was brand photo shoot and ad campaign. And then I had 2 other just kind of miscellaneous goals of working out each weekday, and 3 hours of self-care each week. So now that we have kind of refreshed on my quarterly goals, let's move on to my month's goals for this month of March. And you can kind of use these prompts for yourself again. So this is the last month in this quarter. So I plan to go hard this month, both personally and professionally. Kind of like how you have that end of the year energy. Some folks like in November, December towards their goals. For me, it's the last month of the quarter, since I do really follow a lot of the 12-week year strategies. So first of all, my intention for the month is to rocket launch. Like I said, it's kind of that energy of finishing the quarter strong. It's also the official launch of my planners and launching the ads to get the word out, getting feedback, all those kinds of things. So my intention this month is to rocket launch. I want to feel focused this month. I really want to stay productive and stay streamlined, not get distracted, and stay on track with the things I set out for myself. And also this month, my priority are the ads. So really coming up with the creative. Sorry guys, my camera battery died, but back to it. So let's move into my actual goals for this month, considering we reviewed what I want for the quarter, what I want for the year. Now let's move into how I'm gonna make it happen this month. My first goal for this month is product development. I am working on some very important products. So that's one of the goals I have for this month behind the scenes. Personally, I have a couple goals for my kids. I want to find a swim class for them because we're gonna go to France again for I think 2 or 3 weeks this year, and their grandpa has a pool at where we're staying. And then I am planning for my son's birthday party. He's turning 2 April 2nd. I might cry twice during this video, but it's kind of crazy because he's like my little baby, but the theme of his party is Too Fast, Too Furious. Another goal this month is for me to push to really have like 3 hours of like just self-care to myself each week. So I'm not counting like the meditation and like workout stuff that I do every week, like my morning routine with journaling and stuff. That's kind of like habitual, but I want to carve out like on the weekend, like an hour and a half each day just to dedicate to myself when the kids are sleeping. My fourth goal this month is consistent, what I call CEO work. So I have batch days. One of my batch days, usually on Fridays now, is to do CEO work, like half the day of the batch days, and really just kind of taking an overview of my business and my work as a neuropsychologist and making sure I'm maintaining like the admin side, which is not always my strength. Just want to stay consistent so that stuff doesn't pile up. And then my last goal for this month is to get genetic testing for the BRCA2 gene without giving like all my family's business away. It's something that's been prevalent in my family as well as cancer. So, and then lastly, I wanted to do something kind of more fun and talk about my favorites for the month. I thought this would be a good chance for us to get to know each other a little bit better. You can leave your favorites in these categories in the comments below, and we can kind of help each other out and share some things that have been working for us, things that you've enjoyed. So let's start off with my favorites for February. My favorite book that I read this month was a book called Finding the Right Message. It's a copywriting book. Essentially, I've been trying to read a lot of books on how to really solidify my message on what I'm trying to get across, and I found that book to be really, really helpful. My favorite memory this month was definitely my husband's birthday, which was on the 8th. Everybody say happy birthday, Papa.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Good job. Can you say it, Layla?
Happy birthday.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
We went to Breckenridge with the kids, like a ski vacation, and we had a really nice dinner the first night. We ended up being sick the rest of the days, which was still, you know, we were out of the house, so it was kind of fun. But the first night was really nice, celebrating his birthday. The kids love going on vacation. They love like being in a hotel, so that was really good memories. My favorite song has been Heated. I am a Beyonce stan. Like, I love the new album. It's so good. And I have been like putting on replay the song Heated lately. My favorite podcast. So I'm the kind of person, I love learning, especially learning about something that I'm doing in the moment. So my content kind of has all been geared around what I'm doing right now, which is launching Mod Ambition. So my favorite podcast kind of goes along those lines that I'm liking right now. I found a new one. It's called Winning with Shopify, and it's been really, really helpful strategically to kind of get some ideas. Probably should introduce a little bit more of entertainment podcast and like, you know, just fun podcast into my like rotation, but they're usually about like goal getting, branding, mindset, being a female founder, those kinds of things. So if you have some that are more fun that I should check out, leave them in the comments for me. I've had a couple of products that I really like this month as well. The first one is from Trader Joe's. It's their hyaluronic acid moisturizer. The one that a little extra moisture. And the one that I found at Trader Joe's is like a gel one. It's really nice. It's really affordable, and I put it on top of the vitamin C complex that I use. Oh, and it just feels it feels like a little spa treatment. I don't know. I love it. And then I put my Naturium sunscreen moisturizer on top of that, and I'm good to go. And then the second product I like, I'll show you guys my nail color. I've been using this like nude brownish color for years, and I just added like this kind of translucent, more like warm tone on top, and I just love how they look together. Hopefully you guys can see this, but I love how that looks together and I'll put the two of them on top. Those are products that I've just been loving this month. And then lastly, my favorite show I would say from February was the Formula One documentary. I think it's called Survive to Drive. Don't quote me on that. It's the Formula One show on Netflix. I really like it. I always call him Anthony Hamilton. That's not his name, that's the singer, Lewis Hamilton, because he kind of reminds me of my son and they kind of look alike. So I'm always rooting for him. I won't put any spoiler alerts in case you want to watch it, but that's been a good series to watch on Netflix if you're looking for a show. So that is my month. I hope this gave you some inspiration to reset your own month. Just know that whatever the case, you are doing amazing. You are doing enough. You're more than enough. Your worth is not dependent on your achievements. All this extra stuff that we're doing is just icing on the cake, and I hope that you remember that. Thank you so much for joining me and watching, and until next time, namaste.